Good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk here on 802 Scoop, located at 185 North Main Street in Barrie. It's a beautiful day, weather-wise.
70
for
degrees.
Sure. I love it. It's
Yeah.
perfect. I wish it could be like this year-round.
Yeah.
Sunny, not super hot, not cold.
Just a little,
right.
just enough of a breeze.
Yeah, it's just right today. You gotta love it. I want to kick things off first with, today and the importance of today. It's 9/11.
Yes, it is.
It is a day that will never be forgotten, for sure. Certainly not by me, and I'm sure everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you remember where you were that day?
I do remember where I was.
Yeah.
I was at work, and my son, my oldest son, was at home sick from school, and he called me to tell me because it broke into the news. The news broke into what he was watching on TV, and he said, "Mom, can you come home and get me?" And I did, and we brought a little portable black and white TV that we used at camp down to my office, and we just listened and watched for the majority of the day. But that's where I was. How about you?
Yeah, work, Capital City Press. The news hit like around, was it 9-something in the morning? Mm-hmm. Then we got the word of the second plane hitting. We pretty much shut down. Mm-hmm. Anybody that wanted to stay, we gathered in a conference room. We had a big TV in there. A bunch of us stayed there and watched it for a while. Then we all went home. We shut down for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we did too. Just shock. The entire day was definitely filled with shock. In 2,977 people lost their lives that day. And out of those, approximately 1,100 were never recovered. Their bodies were never recovered, or some remains were recovered, but they couldn't be identified on that day. At 8:46, Flight 11 hit the North Tower. At 9:03, Flight 175 hit the South Tower. 9:37, Flight 77 hit the Pentagon. And at 10:02, Flight 93 crashed, the hijacked plane.
I was watching something on my phone earlier, a little piece, and it played recordings of people who were on planes that were calling their loved ones. It's heartbreaking when you listen to it.
It is heartbreaking. It's terrible to listen. It's we've been through some extremely sad times, to say the least, in the last couple of decades. And I mean, always, but it seems like things have really gone to the extreme, and maybe since then even, when it kind of took a turn, and it's, we talked about it the other day, how I said that, more often than not now, I'm either depressed, upset, or angry. I just feel like we all have these opinions, and we have such strong opinions.
Yeah.
But there was a time that we didn't really discuss those, except for with people that we knew we could, with somebody that we were, maybe our spouse or our parents or whomever. And now everybody's so vocal. And there's always a ton of finger pointing. I do it myself sometimes. Maybe a lot of time, I don't know. But I feel like, we're the ones that keep it up, right? We're keeping the divide. It's not even really a political party. It's not, you can't say a Republican, a Democrat, a progressive, or whatever. It's the people within those parties that are choosing to keep it as divisive as it is, right?
Because if you look back at that, and the period right after that, how everybody was drawn together. You know, it wasn't this divide between parties or beliefs. It was Americans just coming together.
Before we got angry,
Yeah.
you know, it's we'll call it BA instead of BC, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, we've just gone to a place that's really dark and ugly, and we've stayed there, and we've chosen to stay there for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I just know that it makes me really sad, and it makes me really angry sometimes. Yeah.
But you look at, today compared to that day, there was some division between political parties and, talking about Bush but when Bush came out and spoke immediately after that, it drew everybody together. And that's the way it should be,
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. And maybe we'll get back there someday. I don't know. I hope so. I hope that that's, something that we can do. Yeah.
It'll take time.
It just seems like it's taken so much time already.
Yeah.
And I really hope that we can somehow find our way out of the weeds, because that's where I feel we are right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Today is a day that we'll definitely remember. And we all have to agree that its importance and why we choose to remember today, and leave all the rest of the stuff behind.
I saw a little thing on my phone earlier. It was a fireman that rode in. He was off duty. He rode his Harley into the station, geared up, rode his Harley to the site, and started pulling people out of the buildings. And then he was lost in the collapse. But his Harley, I believe, was still in good shape.
Yep.
Because he left it out a ways. But and it's just reading those stories. It just makes you stand back and say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what you say.
How did we get here from there? It's,
Yeah. Maybe we can all think about that today,
Yeah.
right? When we talk about, because there's a whole lot of stuff to get into today.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of stuff to pack in today. But I want to also kick it off with some good stuff and say thank you for people's votes for Best of the Best, and for believing in us. We were voted Best of the Best in the Times-Argus Best of the Best for, in our first year. To have this happen is quite the honor. I think it's a pretty big deal. It's a big deal for me anyways. But we were for the local advertising. We got News You Can Use, local advertising. We were voted #1 for that. And we were runner-up for Best Local Radio Disc Jockey / Talent. And truthfully, the runner-up part, the runner-up one means, like, it makes me so proud, and it means so much to me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we're a year. And I was up against people that have been doing this for decades, 20, 30, 40 years. And to know that, I was runner-up is a big deal to me. I'm super proud of that. If you count the 3 years that I co-hosted, and then just in the year that I've been doing this on my own, it's a really big deal to me, and I'm super proud, and I'm super honored that people think that of me, of us as a whole. And I'm super humbled and grateful, and I just feel blessed that we get to do this every day. You know, some people hate their jobs. I don't
Yeah.
hate my job. Most days, I love what I do. Today's been a little rough. Like I told you before we started, my first phone call was at 5:17 this morning.
Yeah.
And I received, you know, so many messages last night on both 802 Scoop and then on my personal page, talking about everything that was happening. And, you know, are you going to talk about it? What are you going to say? What are your views? You know, and telling me what their opinions were. And it was definitely a super tense night, a sad night, and then it started right off again this morning.
Yeah.
But I still love what we do, 100%, and I'm just glad that we can do it.
Still
So-
number one in my book.
Huh?
You're still number one in my book.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I know that I am for the people that voted for me, right? And so, like I said, to be runner-up in that category is just huge for me.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. I'm super happy for the, you know, the best of the best, the number one, the advertising. I try really hard. I try to make sure that what we're advertising, what people spend their money on is what they're getting. That truly, whoever's listening is truly here in at least in Vermont.
Yep.
But the majority are central Vermont. So when I advertise for Yipes, Vectos, Ruth Deer Auto, you know, Summer Street Tavern, any of these people, the people that are listening, hearing, seeing, they care about those things because they're here.
Yeah.
I don't have thousands of listeners across, you know, the entire United States, nor do I want them, because it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. Then we wouldn't be grassroots, and then what I was selling wouldn't matter. I wouldn't be able to literally take people's money and say, yeah, I'm sure that people are going to care about your special, the chicken parm that the Meltdown's having that starts tonight, and their corn chowder from the, you know, made with the corn from Pawkettes that is absolutely amazing, you know.
Yeah.
What does somebody in Texas care, right?
Right.
And so I'm proud of that too. And hopefully we get to keep that going for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Speaking of which, I think Pawkettes still has corn.
They do still have corn, and I think they're super sweet.
The
It's
super
like-
sweet, the late
Yeah,
variety.
the late stuff.
Oh,
that
I
should
had
be
that
coming
last
out
year.
really soon.
That's really good.
Yeah, I haven't checked their page lately, but it must be,
Well, I
you know,
might have
soon.
to take a swing up the hill.
Yeah, me too. I've been going up there to get stuff.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Yeah, having all that good stuff in the fridge
It's nice
all
having,
the time.
you know, farm fresh stuff that close.
Yeah.
Just run up the hill.
It is. So, speaking of local, what were you up to this morning?
Well, let's see. I saw the post yesterday from Ben Frechette, the weather guy on.
Yeah, NBC5.
Yep. That he was going to be at Hope Cemetery and looking for people to, you know, come up and talk about their family monuments or other things that were in the cemetery. And so I actually reached out to Eileen Galander, who does tours at Hope, and she's a member of the cemetery committee. So she said she would go up, and Heather Milne Ritchie, a local sculptor who's also on the cemetery committee, went up, and I found out, I heard back that they were there at 9 o'clock and they were just finishing. What is it now? Noon?
Noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were there almost 3 hours, and they said it went very well. They think it's going to be aired sometime around, I think, the 22nd is what they were told. So everybody, make sure you can catch that. It's going to be on WPTZ.
And we'll share it, of
Yes.
course, here on
Yes.
802 Scoop. We'll make sure that that gets shared.
Yep.
And basically, he just wanted to know more about the cemetery and more about specific stones as
Yep.
well, and have their stories told.
And I don't think I think he got a lot more than he expected. Ms. Galander is good with, you know, a lot of the history of the stones, the older sculptors, and then you've got Heather, who is a renowned sculptor herself, She speaks more about, today's sculptors and today's monuments. And so I'm sure it went well, and I look forward to seeing
And
it.
I think everybody has a favorite, a
Yeah.
list of like their top 5 or top 10
Yeah.
even at Hope. They're all absolutely beautiful and so many amazing ones there. But I think everyone has their top that when you talk about it, they say, oh yeah, the car
Yeah.
or the soccer ball or the one that is the bed with the couple in it
Yeah.
or the new one, the house.
The house,
The
yeah.
cozy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible,
Yeah.
right? I think that we can all say that, we probably have our favorites there. And
I got to give a shout out to Judy John Copping, because she messaged me yesterday and said, do you know about this? Do you know they're coming? Blah, blah, blah. So got on the phone, got a couple people lined up. And
Judy's a good lady.
Yeah, she is.
And so in saying that, we have to say that too, that what we do here, what we do in, EU being able to find out about that, we couldn't do it without other people letting us know,
Yeah.
because everybody's busy, right? And everybody sees different things.
Yeah.
And so passing those things along. Linda Otis Kuchar, every day she'll send me things, and I'm so grateful when
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the hospital and I'm totally not knowing what's going on, and she's sending me things that I can say, okay, this is happening right now, and I can post them, or it's a big deal because I can't have eyes everywhere, right?
Right.
And yesterday, I've taken a lot of grief because I yesterday posted. I didn't post that there was a school shooting yesterday. Truthfully, I was probably in the chair at UVM
Yeah.
at that point. When it happened, I didn't know what was going on. I'm totally, I'm blind when I'm there because most of the time in the room that I'm in, I have no service. If I do get service, it's through text messenger, text message, not messenger. I sometimes can connect to Facebook, sometimes not. I can connect to their internet at UVM, but it goes in and out, So
Yeah.
I do. That's the way it is. That's so. And by the time I left there and I walked out of there, everything was Charlie Kirk. It was happening. It was unfolding at the moment. But what happened in between, check-in time or what I was doing at 9 in the morning as opposed to what I was doing at 2:30 in the afternoon, it was totally different. And so I can't be everywhere all the time. But it doesn't mean that I agree with murdering children. It doesn't mean that I'm this horrible person that is okay with people being murdered and shot and killed. And people commented this morning that, what was it, that I didn't mention last week the shooting in one of the schools. Or the church shooting or other,
Yeah.
and that's not true at all. I certainly did, and I even actually spoke out about the fact that I totally agree with the right to bear arms and to have guns, but I think that we need change. I think that there are rules that we could make, and I said in that post, I cannot possess a gun because I'm a felon. I committed a property crime, but somebody who has been in long-term treatment for mental health problems has threatened themselves, threatened the community members, or there's no database for that. There's no nothing.
Right.
They can still, they're allowed to have weapons, but I am not.
Yeah.
And do I believe there could be change? Absolutely. There could be change in everything, right? But to suggest that is disgusting, and it goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. That's the gross part of it all.
Yeah.
Or that I'm some God-fearing lunatic Republican that whatever. God-fearing couldn't be further from the truth. I was not raised in a religious home at all, like literally not at all.
Yeah.
Didn't go to church. We didn't have a Bible. We didn't talk about God. We just didn't. I was raised by a single mom. Sundays were for cooking and cleaning. That's what they did. You were prepping for the week. My mom worked 2 jobs almost
Yep.
all the time. And it was Sundays were literally you get your stuff done. And then you go to Graham and Gramps for a family dinner, and everybody came. That was our church. The whole family went to my grandparents for dinner on Sunday. And you hoped to God that Graham had leftovers to send home with you so that you didn't have to eat tuna pea wiggle over saltines or scrambled eggs, 4 or 5 nights because that's what your mom could afford. That's what I grew up with. I didn't grow up with any church in my life. And, I don't have a strong faith. If anything, the only person who has ever gotten me close to having or to wanting any connection is Chris Autry. I could listen to that man talk all day.
Yeah.
Like literally all day. Faith Community. He used to be down there. And I have a ton of respect for him. And but then, things happen in life. Things like this. Things with kids being murdered or kids dying every day of cancer or, my mom who worked her whole freaking life and all she wanted to do is retire and she got brain cancer and died. Like, she never got to enjoy her life. And that's bullshit to me. And so, I usually, I want to have faith. I want to have faith in something, but I was brought up that you have faith in yourself first and foremost. And I tend to believe that, or I have hope that there's something better than that, because if there's a heaven and a hell, we're in hell. That's what I believe. We live in hell every day.
Hell. Yeah.
Here we are,
Yep.
right in hell. And I hope that someday there's something better.
Yep.
And I wish I could believe that thing better.
Yep.
And I wish I could believe that. I'm not there. But do I condemn people that are? Absolutely not. The fact that they can have such faith in something amazes me.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And if somebody says when I'm sick or when I get diagnosed with cancer, and my friend Kathy says, "Can I pray for you or with you?" Yes. I'm not going to tell her no.
Yeah.
I have to be open to that and love her. And I am friends with Democrats, progressives, and Republicans. Yes, the majority of my friends are Republicans because of my thoughts, my views, my whatever. But I'm friends with everybody, and I respect their opinions, and we respect each other. We just know there's certain things we don't talk about, right?
Yep.
When we're in the same company, and if we do talk about them, whatever.
Yeah.
You just.
You don't get pissed at each other.
No, you don't get pissed at. But I know people that literally don't talk to their friggin' parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or like friends that they've had for years and years. They've cut those connections. Yeah. That's insane to me. Mm-hmm. Insane. All because of a political affiliation. Right. Yeah.
Got to get by that and look at the person.
We really do.
Yeah.
We really do. And the suggestion of that because you're a Republican that you are okay with killing babies and raping people and I mean, come on.
No.
That is horrible. It's disgusting. And as it is for the same as is when people say if you're gay you're a pedophile, that pisses me off. That is the stupidest, most disgusting statement I've ever heard. It's not true. Why do you say shit like that? It's not true. You know it's not true.
They just say it to stir up people.
Right. Or if you're a priest, you're No, there is bad people in all walks of life. Yep. No matter who you are, what you're doing, in all walks of life, there are pieces of shit. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
There are good people, there are pieces of shit, and then there's people like me that are in the middle. I have fucked up many times, and I'll personally admit it. But I'm not like some extreme, horrible person.
I hope not.
like these people, like to say that I am.
Yeah.
And they're not horrible for saying that. They just need to grow up and maybe look in the mirror a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ostriches. They've
Yeah.
all got their head in the ground.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a really good way of putting it. But
Good things. What do you got? Good things.
good things is this dinosaur and cookie event that's starting
dinosaur.
today up at the auditorium this afternoon, 2:00. And they're going to be announcing who gets free admission and free cookies soon. So you have to keep watch of the post. I just posted it not long before we went live. So if you keep watch there, you'll find out if you were one of the ones selected for free admission or free cookies.
Now, how do they determine that? Do you have to register?
Yeah, you have to register, and they're
Oh.
going to be picking select people
Yep.
from that. So that's super cool. We'll go up there at some point to be live for a little bit.
2 to, what time does it end? Starts at 2.
I have to
Was it
look
7?
again. I think so. I think it's 2 to 7. It's quite a while. Yeah.
I think it's 5 hours. Yeah.
And so, but we'll go up, we'll check it out. I've heard from people, my sister said it was just in Burlington. So I've heard from people that have seen it, who have, I guess just the animations of some of the dinosaurs alone is pretty cool. And so I hope a lot of kids get to go after school. And
That'd be great.
I mean, just take them before supper. Who cares if they
Have
ruin
a
one dinner?
cookie,
Yeah,
you know?
who cares? One dinner. It's one dinner where you do it backwards.
Yeah.
It just take them up there so that they can experience it. I heard it, like I said, I heard it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I hope a lot of people turn out. And then, of course, it's Thunder Road night. And there's only 2 Thursday night races left, tonight and one other. So, and then I believe I saw from Race to Read that tonight they will have autographs from some of the go-kart drivers. So at the Race to Read booth.
Good.
So all kinds of stuff going on. All kinds of really good
Yeah.
things happening.
All you got to do is look around. You'll find
do.
something good. Don't go out looking for the bad shit.
Yeah.
Go out and look for the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it for sure. There's a ton of good stuff too. And then I will say that they do plan to have a candlelight vigil. It's my understanding in the park tonight at 6:30 for Charlie Kirk. There's some people that have decided to come together and do that. The one thing that has struck me about this is that I keep hearing from news people and seeing it posted on Facebook, and it's not just about him, it's about every time you hear about this stuff, he leaves behind. No, he didn't leave anybody behind at all.
Yeah.
He was taken.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to so many people, right? It's not the woman in Burlington that's being prosecuted for the Father's Day crash that killed the son. The father and son were driving their motorcycles together. She took them. She took him from his family.
Right.
He doesn't leave behind his family. It wasn't his choice. And I think it's important that we always remember that part too. And again, with everything that I've been saying, I just think it's important that no matter your views on anything, you have to agree that it's senseless. This is a senseless, gross, disgusting act.
It is.
And we have to, if that's our only middle ground, let it be that that's our only middle ground. No matter whether it's him or anybody else, that has to be our middle ground. And I hope that people can get there at some point. And I just think that, he wasn't a politician any more than I was a politician. He was just somebody who really believed in promoting conversation, and he wanted to hear from everyone. If you ever listen to anything he did. He wanted to hear from everyone, all sides. He wasn't promoting one thing or the other. Was he friends with Donald Trump? Yes. Did he have many other friends of all walks of life? Yes. But the one thing that people are just hanging tight onto is that he was friends with Donald Trump. And you need to let that go and look at him as a person as a whole.
Yeah.
And the tit for tat stuff on the page, it blows my mind. And I leave it there only because I want to do the same thing as him. If you have an opinion, you have an opinion. You go ahead and you post it. And I'm not going to censor that. Unless you're if you're threatening somebody with harm or something, then no. And I know that Facebook has removed a few things. I get the little notices if they do. If Facebook removes a comment or a post or anything like that, I get a little notice. They have removed a few. We have not, do not. And people can just, it's a place where everybody can talk. And I feel like that's what Charlie Kirk did too. And he was just starting to, we just had, not he was starting to, but at the school board, there was just two young gentlemen from the Turning Point that came and spoke to the school board the other night. And they stayed, and they're trying to learn about the Constitution and other things. They're trying to, let's make a good impression on them. Let's really think about what they're going to learn, and not leave them with learning this time, this last 20 years that we've been shut in.
Yeah.
Let's really let them learn then, and not this kind of crap. Let them learn baseball.
Yeah.
Get out on the field.
Yeah.
Let them learn the good as well. Makes a difference. And my heart is with Charlie's family and the people that loved him. And I know that I certainly enjoyed watching him, listening to him. Not because I'm some crazed MAGA person that is like over the top, whatever. He just truly was a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he truly was. And did I agree with everything he said? Of course not.
It's the first thing people look for is the bad.
Yeah.
They don't look for the good first.
No. No. Can you imagine if we all agreed? If you agreed with every little thing I said and I agreed with every little thing you said, how freaking boring would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we wouldn't get to wrestle ever. I mean, good Lord. Come on. But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. Line dancing at the Den tonight. Let's talk about only good things now. Are you ever going to try it out?
I doubt it.
Oh, come on.
I doubt it.
You don't think you could? Michael tried, he got right up there and tried. I couldn't believe it.
Is there a video of that?
There is. I was live.
Oh, can we see that sometime?
I was live.
I need to see that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I really was. It was a good night. Yeah, it was funny. He always gives. He's a good sport. He always gives it a good try.
Mike's a great guy.
You know what he did yesterday for the first time? He rode his bike to National Life.
He did.
Rode it to work. He rode it again today to work. But he said, interestingly enough, it is further from his house to Legendary in Williamstown than it is from his house to National Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's done the Legendary trip twice now, or just once?
Twice. Yeah. Yep.
Good for him.
So I think he said last night that he has 230 miles on the bike, which is, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good.
He
Yeah.
hasn't had it that long.
No, not at all. Well, and he didn't start riding it right away. So, just super cool. I'm proud of him for keeping up with it.
He's got to bring it up to the odd parking lot
so that
we can do it.
Yeah, we need to have a demo night.
Yeah.
We need to have a Thursday night that we set aside for a demo night, and
Yeah.
we can invite other people to come and try it out too.
Yeah.
I know that Glenn Brummer and a few others, they were saying that they would love to try and give it a shot. So yeah, we'll have to set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
I think it would be fun. All the videos that he's done so far, everyone I see that tries it, they love it.
Yeah.
They think it's so much fun. So, we can't be a wuss.
No.
City Council, how'd that go?
I thought it went pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of chopped up the chief's op-ed and just, supported the last paragraph, which was the most important part of it. There was a couple that, at first didn't agree, but they all agreed. So
Right. In the end, they
Yeah.
all agreed to a very reduced version, but at least, at least the chief and I believe the police department know where the majority of you stand, and they
Yes.
know that they're supported.
Yeah.
And that's what the most important piece of it. Somebody said, zero came out of it, and I strongly disagree. I think that support came out of it.
Yeah.
The knowledge of people are backing us up. People do care about
Right.
what we're going through and how things are. So I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Zero came from it.
yeah, because this, you gotta support our police. It's not an easy job. I wouldn't want to
No.
do it. You
No,
know, it's,
Me either.
it's a thankless job. There's times where, they'll get a pat on the back, but for the most part, it's usually
Not often enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
The guy's got a broken hand, for Christ's sake. He's gonna be out, up to 6 weeks.
and yeah, it's got to have surgery.
Doing his job.
Yeah.
He was doing his job. That's all he was doing. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was doing his job.
Yeah, it's it sucks. For sure.
Yeah. It's
But like I said, yeah, I just think that a lot of good came out of it, and there was something good that came out of it, for sure.
we need more people to back the blue.
We do. We absolutely need more people to back the blue. I wish we could somehow promote that more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how, but I wish we could. Yeah. What else you got going on?
Not much. Fall baseball started.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I think there's a game Saturday. I think it's at Bond.
We need to make sure we get a schedule. Will Jordan have
I'll
that
get
schedule?
it. Actually, I can get it.
Will Jordan have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get it?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
so we
'cause
can
if
post
we could
it.
start posting those.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Well, let me see.
Now, will we follow? I wonder how we follow that. Do we follow it on the Berry City Blast, or is it on?
It's a separate league thing. And they carry it on this thing called Game Changer.
So we'll have to see what we can do about that.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure, because there's another awesome thing that you can do. Just go to the games and
Yeah.
support these kids.
Oh yeah. And I think all their games now are for this fall league. I think they're all Saturdays. Okay, schedule. So we're done August, September. It is Saturday at Bond Field at 3 p.m.
Nice.
Then I'll get the rest of the schedule. But yeah, it looks like they're all Saturdays. And yeah, the home games are at Bond Field. This one's going to be at 3 o'clock. And then there's some others coming up. But I'll get a complete schedule. Yeah, You know, a lot of the same kids. They're younger. There's some younger kids now that come up for this. So it'll be interesting. It's fun to watch.
And what else is happening right now for sports? Soccer?
Soccer, BYSA soccer,
And football.
and football.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So, and I'm sure they'll be getting into basketball soon.
Soon as right after soccer and football and basketball starts.
Basketball will start. Yeah. So
In fact,
there's
I think they've had
and hockey and
tryouts
all that
for
good stuff.
some of the elite teams, the mini metros, which play, you know, like Burlington and Essex and teams like that. I think they're having tryouts or have already had some tryouts. So yeah, it's just one thing right after another. You know, regular baseball, fall baseball, basketball. Then before you know it, basketball's, you know, spring's done. Basketball and hockey are done, and boom, you're right back to baseball again, or lacrosse. And
Crazy.
yeah,
It's busy times.
Yeah.
And it always seems like this is the busy, like summer, we always think of summer, but summer is really like a vacation because you go to camp, you're relaxing, things like that. And it seems like fall hits and you're on a dead run. You got the holidays, you have, you know, you have Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and you have all these sports happening and things going on in the community. And it's a lot. And so when summer comes, it's not vacation just for the kids. It's kind of like a slowdown for everybody, really. Not much. I mean, there are some holidays, but the way you celebrate them is a lot different, not with so much angst and work and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Like what? Columbus Day? Is that what the next one? Or?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Well, we don't call it
Indigenous
that anymore.
People Day.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. But we mess up sometimes. It's hard. It's hard.
I can't remember all that.
We spent how many years learning Columbus Day, right? How many all through school? That's what I was taught.
Yeah.
And all through school, I'm sure that's what you were taught. And so to change those things is hard, and you have to find a little bit of grace for people sometimes. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm meaning. There's got to be grace in some of this somewhere.
Yeah.
It can't be just black and white. This is the way it is, your way or my way.
Like in grade school, we learned in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah, right. And now, you know, and who knew all the stuff that people know now, right? Like, it just...
That's what I don't get, is like, how do they know if Columbus actually did or didn't, you know, oppress people? But now you're looking back hundreds of years and saying, oh yeah, they oppressed people. And
right.
Were you there?
Were
you there? Did you travel through time?
Yeah, right.
You know?
It was written in the history books from way back when, or written down somewhere for a reason, right? Or who knows? We probably can't even go there. We'll get ourselves in a shit bit of trouble for that too. Who knows? But there's no matter what you do, you're gonna step in it anyway.
Yeah.
You're screwed. No matter what is what I'm thinking. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I just remember like when the boys were young and we had a big camper set up at Lone Pine, so we were there seasonal, but it was always, okay, you have to have your campers closed up and out by Columbus Day.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Which I think is a Canadian holiday, Boxing Day or something.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, I think. Yeah, I remember there was a Canadian holiday in there,
right?
Because there were a lot of people at Lone Pine that were from Canada that had campers there.
Yeah, like I said, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't.
Yeah.
We're gonna step into something.
Yeah.
You know, but before we go, we'll just say there's a lot of great things going on in the community today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun things. There's a lot of activities. And then there's also a lot of somber things going on in our community today. There are some things in remembrance of September 11th.
Yep.
There is the vigil for Charlie Kirk. There are, and, you know, no matter what your feelings are, there are people that are truly hurt by what happened yesterday. and they want to have a vigil, and that should be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And it's no different. Everybody has the right to express their opinions,
Exactly.
their thoughts, their feelings
Yeah.
somehow. And if that's what they choose to do, they should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And do it respectfully,
Right.
and be respected when they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're out and you're not respecting that, then you have to remember that when you're doing the same thing and somebody is not respecting you.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. It's a mutual thing. You give what you get.
Yeah.
You get what you give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It goes both ways, because I believe that you give what you get. If
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of love and help and whatever, that's what you give out, right? And the same when people are given a lot of trauma and problems and harshness in their life, then that's what they're giving out, and that's why people stay in those cycles. So I believe even that goes both ways. You get what you give, and you give what you get.
Yeah.
And so think about that.
Don't let the bad drag you down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and don't settle for the hate. Don't settle for the the finger pointing, and you are this and you are that and you are so there are so many bullies, and there's so much silencing. Like, nope, you don't. We're gonna silence that person. They're not allowed to feel that way.
yeah.
It's got to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you wanna-
feel that way if you want. I'm just going to ignore you if I don't agree with you. I'm just going to, it's not me. It's not the way I believe. I'm not going to tell you you can't feel that way or believe that way. And I'm just going to ignore it. Am I going to talk about it? Am I going to post about it? Am I going to share it? No, I'm probably not. And so maybe, but if you do, I'm not going to, oh well. That's because that's your choice to do that.
Yeah.
It's my choice to share and promote and do the things that I do. Those are my choices to do that. And it's each podcaster's choice to do what they do. And it's your choice to follow or not follow, comment or not comment. But don't beat people up for what they have to say, what they have to feel. Just,
Right.
pass it by then. Just ignore it. If it's not you.
Everybody has their own right.
They do. We're always talking about rights, but we never truly want to give them,
Right.
Right? It's and the amount of shaming and bullying and horribleness on a daily basis is frightening. Everybody should be afraid. Everybody should be afraid of what happened on September 11th, and everybody should be afraid of what happened yesterday. What happened on both days were just as tragic.
Yes. Yep. Doesn't matter if it's
in many
one
ways.
person or if it was, 20,000 people. It
No.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So get out, enjoy the sunshine, be nice to each other. For God's sakes, just be nice to each other
Yeah.
and enjoy the sunshine. We're not going to have it much longer. Yeah,
It's right around the corner.
we'll be shoveling the white stuff before long. Oh, come on. You don't want to do that?
But I don't run to Florida. I stay here.
Yeah,
I'm not
me
a
too.
snowbird.
Me too. I don't like that weather either. That's not my thing. If I ever moved away from here, I'd want to move to Maine, truthfully.
Really?
Maine's I just love Maine.
Yeah?
Everything about it. Yeah. I'm crazy that way. See y'all later. Maybe up to the dinosaur cookie event.
Yep.
up at the
$5 per cookie to get in. Family of 6 would be only $25.
Only 25. Yep.
Check
So,
it out.
Check it out.